wild animals, and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors.
It really kind of grinds my gears a little bit because, you know, they're out there breaking the rules on purpose.
This week on Wardens.
Well, that's good to know. Same guy, 3 different spots.
It's our place.
This is self-incrimination at its finest right here.
Bear hunting in late spring and early summer usually means you're in Canada. With no spring bear season in Michigan, conservation officers like District 3's Dwayne Boudreau are out patrolling for hunters setting their baits for the fall bear season too early.
It's illegal to establish the bait early, but it's also illegal to run off of that bait. To hunt from an illegal bait is illegal as well. So these guys that are doing it, you know, they all know. They're all working in cahoots together. It's a team effort, so they're all held responsible for running these bear early. And
in Michigan, baits can be set out 1 month before the season starts.
what we're looking at is strike bait. So these are houndsmen that are baiting near the roadway. And you can easily see their turnouts where they're parking their vehicle, and you know, you just follow the path in. Careful not to leave your own tracks behind, because we don't want to spook them out of there. But yeah, it's fairly easy to find them. Then to actually manage them and work them, it becomes a little more challenging because you got to actually catch them on sight.
C.O. Boudreau checks on a few spots he suspects have been baited early.
Driving up here, you'll notice we'll be on a 2-track sort of gravelish road that easy to detect because they pull off the shoulder of the road, and you can see where the vehicles have pulled off. You look close enough, you see a pretty beat down foot trail. If it doesn't cross the road, pretty clear indication that it's a human trail and not a wild game trail. Right there. You can back up. Yeah, there's the trail right there. Doesn't look like a lot, but it doesn't cross the road, so we can tell that it's one way in and out. And game don't actually travel like that. You know, if that were a deer runway or an actual bear trail, it would actually cross the road. He's not coming out to check his mail. So we'll park up here and walk in. So the bait is tipped over, which is a good thing. That means they'll come back and they'll rebait it. Raccoons, a little bit of a bear track here. Smaller critters have been in here. Cleaned out.
C.O. Boudreau has checked on this spot before, so he decides to hang a trail camera in hopes of IDing a suspect.
Restrict the movement a little bit. Don't want anything to catch their eye.
The next illegal bait he checks on, C.O. Boudreau finds another empty log.
see the bear trails coming in and back behind you there. There's definitely activity in here. These are, it's definitely been hit since I was in here to check it. A lot of guys will actually do that as well with these baits. They rake up an area on the ground and get it soft so that they can capture a good paw, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for bigger bear.
And that's exactly what he finds at the next bait site.
Well, that's good to know. Same guy, 3 different spots. At least he's got the same bait source. Maybe somebody's having a sale on cereal. I don't know. But, a little buggy in here. The little cleaner site, I don't see all the litter that we had at the other spots, right? No fresh bear tracks though, so I'm assuming that looks fresh. It's raked. They probably baited that maybe this morning, maybe yesterday. Kind of hard to tell with the bait itself. It kind of compacted in there, but that looks kind of freshly raked up. So I'm gonna guess it was recent.
It's pretty well tore up. They're using this quite a bit.
Cracking down on bear baits being set too early is a high priority in Michigan's North Lower and Upper Peninsula.
And just shakes the corn out. And that'll keep the bears coming back for quite a while.
You can start baiting 31 days before the start of the season. In the UP, that means nothing until August 10.
A lot of times, more often than not, it's somebody that knows what they're doing. They know that they're going out there and cheating the system a little bit. And it really kind of grinds my gears a little bit because, you know, they're out there breaking the rules on purpose, trying to get a jump start on everybody else.
In District 2, Conservation Officer Bobby Watson has been monitoring one hunter who has been baiting early for over a year, but he hasn't been able to come face to face with the suspect. So he put out trail cameras and was able to get a photo ID.
I thought I could see brake lights, and I put my binoculars up, and it was him parked on the side of the road. And just as I put my binoculars on him, he hopped in his truck and he took off. Well, I went down to where he was parked, walked in, and there was a bait. And so I hung a camera on it and everything. And since then, I've built the case up to the point where we can, you know, go in tonight, hopefully.
Armed with that knowledge, it was just a matter of Officer Watson tracking down the suspect. So he drove past the hunting camp to see if the suspect was around.
It's our place. Oh yeah, they're up. So I have a little bit of a history with this group. Kind of familiar with them. You know, I've crossed paths with them once or twice and gotten a lot of tips on them. There's some information that our fellow officers have on them. And so I kind of had a feeling, you know, that this guy was going to be up on the weekends. They're from downstate. It's a good sign. They might be home tomorrow night. That's a good sign. All their dog boxes were filled with dogs, so we knew that somebody was there with the dogs. Didn't see a whole lot of trucks, which was a good sign, because I know that this guy is generally their caretaker, if you will. So we were hoping that it would be just him. He might be out running tending baits right now. Or they're just out getting dinner or something.
Prior to the start of bear season, the state of Michigan conducts a one-day seminar designed to prepare hunters for bear season.
Some of the things that you want to really think about when you get out there is smell.
So we go through all the equipment they need, whether it's archery, rifle, what type of rifle, ammunitions, what type of arrows and broadheads to use and not use. We're going to go through baiting, what types of bait to use, what types of bait not to use, what's legal and not legal. We go through the whole shebang. Just push it right off, swoop this off one, and it'll sit there and feed.
Hunters can go years between drawing a tag, and park interpreter Ed Shaw knows it's easy to forget strategies when you don't do it every year.
Is what we're doing is how to adapt that deer hunting equipment over to hunting bigger game, such as bear hunts. And it's a lot of it's the same and a lot of it's different. And we're teaching them those tips and tricks.
They're like deer, they take the path of least resistance unless they forced others.
Your walking path, pretty soon you'll notice bear poop on it.
The Outdoor Skills Academy is a mix of classroom and outdoors training. Shaw says you will get out of bear hunting what you put in.
And it is not a lazy sport. You're gonna put a lot of work. Bear hunting is a lot of work in baiting. If you're baiting every day for 31 days, by the end of the bear season, you're gonna be tired of baiting. And you should be.
Every winter, wildlife biologists with the Michigan DNR place radio collars on female black bears. The primary purpose of this monitoring program is to have female bears available to raise cubs that have been orphaned.
It's been found frequently that you can convince a female black bear to accept cubs from another bear that may have been killed for any number of reasons. So by keeping these bears on the air, we always have an option for cubs that lose their mother.
This 7-year-old sow had 4 cubs with her. Biologist Mark Borson was able to crawl within 10 feet before sedating the bear in order to work on the collar.
And she never stood up. She did raise her head. She turned and looked at me and then laid her head back down. And then she gave me a quick little glance when I injected her, as you might expect, and then laid down again. And I stayed right there. I just laid down in the snow and laid there for about a half hour until she went to sleep.
A lot of the dens that are checked are on private property, and landowner Lloyd Brown was excited to be part of the process.
The property has a lot of memories, and I think this is going to be one of our favorites because, you know, we've seen the bear on the cameras. We've seen the bear rarely, you know, when we've been out scouting or out hunting, and, you know, to be up close with the bear, and then there was 1 cub, then there was 2, then there was 3, then there was 4. So, I mean, it's absolutely awesome, and it's something I know myself, my wife, my children, you know, will cherish.
Data from these bear den checks also helps the DNR manage the bear population. Back in District 2,
Oh yeah, they're up. It's a good sign.
Conservation Officer Bobby Watson has trail cam photos of someone baiting for bears too early in the season. In Michigan, you are allowed to start baiting 31 days prior to the opening of bear season. After driving past the suspect's hunting camp, Officer Watson made plans to contact the suspect very early the next morning.
Running time, legal time to drop your dogs on a bear is the same as shooting hours. So it's going to be a half hour before sunrise. So we wanted to beat them before they left their camp. We didn't want to try to find them out in the woods because you never know if you can track them down or not.
Shortly after 6 a.m., Officer Watson drove past the camp.
That's our guy right there. Yeah, that's him. How you doing? We tried to get to their camp before the sun came up and before they left, and luckily we beat them out of the camp. They were just getting ready to leave, so we got there another 10 minutes and we might have missed them. I got a couple questions for you real quick before you guys get going this morning. What's the deal with all your baits? Well, there's a couple baits up north here that we were seeing pretty early on this season.
As far as what?
Prior to the bait season.
Well, that wasn't ours then.
Okay.
The suspect didn't confess right away, so Officer Watson showed him the trail cam photos.
You want to look at them? That's not you.
What is this?
Carrying bait in.
Yeah, but where? What? What are you looking at?
We're looking at your trail that you walked to carry your bait in.
Oh.
Well, that's you, all right?
I don't see it.
You're saying that's not you. That's not a good picture there. But I mean, there you can see your face a little bit. And there you can see her face just fine.
Yeah, that looks like me.
That's you.
For someone.
Yeah. Yeah. We had pictures of him going in with bait on his shoulder. We had pictures of him coming out without the bait. And then I have pictures of me going in and taking pictures of the bait site itself. So it was pretty obvious what he was doing. It's all time-stamped and everything.
He's ticketed for having bait out too early, which carries a $150 fine. Additionally, he can't hunt over the bait once the season opens, since it was established illegally.
And he even said it, you know, when I was talking with him, interviewing him, it gives him a head start. I'm just curious, just asking here, what's the purpose of baiting early, I guess, for you guys? Just to get a head start on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Find bear.
Okay, yep. Everybody else in the area, they're not baiting until the 10th, a month before the season opens, and he's baiting prior to. So he's pulling in all those bears from the area and drawing them all into his baits, you know, so he's gonna have them and nobody else will. And it kind of bugs me because, I mean, everybody else is following the rules and here's this one guy who's not.
You know, I tell people, I do a lot of talks at career day events and things of that nature, and I tell the young people, you know, it's the greatest job in law enforcement for sure. In my opinion, there's nothing better.
In Michigan's District 3, Conservation Officer Dwayne Boudreau had set up trail cameras in order to help identify who was setting up bear baits too early.
So it's an attempt to, you know, to try to even the playing field. You know, we're out here enforcing rules. Rules are in place just to keep the game even for everyone else. And, you know, it's unfair to those that are playing by the rules when you have others that are cheating.
A few days later, he went back to see if the cameras had captured anything.
Well, they didn't steal my camera. That's good news. Unless the bear was in here this morning, we can look for tracks. See if the bear actually came in this morning, and I guess we'll go look and see if we have any evidence.
He loads the memory card onto his laptop and scrolls through the photos.
Must have a bear because the bait was set when I put the camera in here, so. Oh, there we go.
At another bait spot, Officer Boudreau pulls more photos of baits being established too early.
This guy's obviously just set the camera and set the bait.
Using the photos, Officer Boudreau IDs the suspect and makes a plan to head out on the first day of bear season in hopes of catching them using the illegal baits.
Couldn't pose for a better picture. And this guy's coming in at 5:20 in the morning. And this is self-incrimination at its finest right here. There is no arguing what they were doing. That's classic footage. And some very self-incriminating pictures of two suspects establishing the bait. I mean, it's frame by frame. These guys are building the bait station, so that worked out pretty ideal. Now it's just a matter of catching those guys in the field, hunting, and using those images as evidence against them.
On the morning of the season opener, Officer Boudreau stakes out a spot with an early bait and waits, but no one shows.
Well, that's disappointing.
Officer Boudreau decides to move on to another illegal bait spot. On his way, he runs into a hunter who says he thinks the guys Officer Boudreau is looking for are hunting in the Upper Peninsula.
Now, was that you you drug the roads?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I tried to.
Because I was like, who else is out here?
Yeah,
yeah,
that was me last night.
covered some miles.
Yeah. You got to get a tag once in 8 or 10
Right,
years.
yeah.
You want to try
Put the effort in.
Bear. I want to kill a 100-pound bear.
Right, right.
Ain't worth my time.
No, it's not. Not time and effort. There's a lot of effort that goes in.
He also told Officer Boudreau that he thinks they were training their dogs on the early baits prior to heading north to hunt. Using the early baits for training purposes is also illegal.
That whole group, according to the other hunters that we ran into, and they all know each other and know where they're all running. So they knew that they had a tag for the UP, and they trained here and then hunt in the UP.
Officer Boudreau was disappointed he didn't get a chance to contact the people he captured on camera, but he believes he'll have another chance next bear season.
Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to catch up with our suspects that has established those numerous baits that we found early, but they're still on the list.
Wild animals and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors.
Do you guys have permission to be here?
It's state land.
Okay.
This week on Wardens.
Tell me exactly what happened so that I can go back to her and tell her.
We don't see any sign there, so we went over and we shot a couple deer.
Did the landowner call this in and wish to file a complaint? Sounds like a shots fired complaint on Highway 89 on Butler Hill out of White Sulphur, where somebody shot some elk on the side of the road.
Opening weekend of Montana's big game season is always one of the busiest for Warden Bryan Golie. While working with other wardens on a case involving 2 poached mule deer, he gets a call to investigate a scene in Region 4, more than 50 miles away. It's not uncommon for a warden to drive 200 to 300 miles a day.
They're on the road shooting them, apparently, and we're a long ways away, which is typical of a game warden.
440, 495.
440.
This is 492 to respond to a report of a trespass for shots fired and at least 1 elk down.
Okay, yeah, I heard that. That's on the Kings Hill Highway, north of White Sulphur.
For the baby markers 7 and 8, I do have a deputy en route to help you secure the scene.
Yeah, I'm way out. I just left the Hurwitz Ranch, so it's going to be a long time, but I got the hammer down. Man, we are in the middle of nowhere. We're always in the wrong spot. And I thought this would be such a fun drive looking this country over. Gee, I thought we were going that way.
Go ahead, 473.
About an hour later, Warden Golie arrived at the scene.
Hi, guys. What's going on? Do we have an elk down?
We don't have an elk down, no.
Ask them where they were shooting.
Okay. Who's the owner of this truck?
My brother.
And where's he at?
He is coming up.
Okay, and what was he doing out there?
Hunting.
Okay. Do you guys have permission to be here?
It's state land.
Okay. This is state land?
Yeah, he's got my GPS.
Okay, wait here.
There is a state section right here. The boundary, you can see Ed's pickup is that pickup in the timber that kind of falls off the ridge there.
Okay, see it? Got it.
He talks with biologist Jay Colby, who was close to the scene when the call came in and was the first responder, and then hears from the person who called in the complaint of shots fired, which she believes came from this group on her private property adjacent to the state land.
There were elk on top of that grassy knob up there.
Yep.
And then I seen these fellas up there on the ridge line, or on the swale. This fella came in and talked to me, and then a little bit later there was a whole bunch of shooting in that canyon.
Okay.
Of the state.
All right.
After driving more than 50 miles across Montana's Region 4, Warden Bryan Golie is talking to a group of hunters accused of shooting an elk on private property. But they say they are hunting public state land and no shots were fired.
So you guys all just pull over here, you see some elk, or you decide to go hunt state land and he goes out there? Is that correct?
Well, we saw him and we're going to try to call him down.
Okay.
They're not that far once we get down to that bottom down there.
Okay. All right. And did that happen or didn't it?
Nothing happened.
All right.
Kept seeing them up on top, and I mean, I don't think they're. Don't think they heard my cow call.
Did you guys go out there at all?
Yeah, we were all down there.
So were you there when they were shooting or not?
There's no, we didn't shoot.
Nobody shot?
No.
Is there anybody else
here?
Is there anybody else out there then?
There's a red truck is all we seen when we was walking out.
Yeah,
okay.
Right there.
I don't know who the hell
Okay.
that is.
Come over here for a sec. Okay, have you fired this gun today?
Nope.
Has any of these other guns been fired? See, here's...
Here's 270, but we were over on the Smith River.
Okay. So, did anybody in your group, including your brother, shoot?
No.
So there's no way that there could be an elk down up there? No.
You can check all of our guns.
Yeah.
Okay. So your brother is still down there?
His was shot today over on the Smith River. We saw a nice deer. He wasn't coming out, so I had him shoot into the water to try to spook him because he wasn't coming out.
Did you guys walk down there?
Yeah, we walked down there.
Okay, I'm new here, so if I'm asking you questions that don't seem like I know, it's because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the state land. I just got to the call because the sheriff's department called because the landowner said that there was an elk down and there was people shooting off the state land. So then that's why I'm kind of like the referee of hunting. So I'm going to come out here and I got to ask you guys questions to figure out what's going on.
Brian, I'm not lying to you. We have not shot. And these guys were with him.
All right.
Yeah, no.
No, he
never shot?
He's a stubborn bastard.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll stay out there until dark.
Where have I run into you before? Have I?
No, you checked my license a few times.
Yeah, I know I've checked you somewhere.
Up on the river.
Yeah,
Yep.
fishing or something?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody has elk tags of that whole way? Okay.
I got a cow tag for over there.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go find out why there's supposedly an elk down. I'll go to the spot where they said it was. If there's blood, something's up. Somebody shot. If you guys didn't shoot, then who did? That'd be my only question.
We were shooting over here.
But those elk were coming this way and not from over there, correct?
Right, they were coming down that draw where that red pickup is. They were starting to come down that draw.
Okay. Tell me where this elk is supposedly down at.
Warden Golie then goes back to the complainant to get more details.
You look straight down, there's a rocky outcropping.
Yep.
Okay, in between there and the grassy swell, when I came here, there was a bull standing with his head in the trees.
Okay.
And there were cow elk on top.
Okay. So there's this all that timbered ridge, and then there's the grass on the far point. Is that where you saw the elk coming down? The grass, the top of the grass?
They were bedded in there, the cows, and then the bull was just a little bit this side of it.
All right.
And then the longer I watched, I just kept watching and watching, and pretty soon I could hear some shooting. I seen the bull laid down, and I heard some more shooting. I never saw any elk on this side of that sagebrush. They were all on the other side.
Okay.
It sounded like shooting in the canyon above.
As Warden Golie is wrapping up his conversation, the lone hunter who remained in the woods came walking out.
Howdy, Dallas. It's Brian. I'm doing all right. All right, good.
What's your name, sir?
Bryan Golie.
I'm Dallas.
Yeah, I heard that your brother said that. Got a call from the landowner that was concerned about where you were shooting at the elk.
we haven't fired a shot.
Okay, well.
I got everything right here.
All right, and I have no doubt. I'm not calling you a liar at all. What I'm trying to figure out is, tell me exactly what happened so that I can go back to her and tell her.
All right, so what happened is my brother Ricky, he hiked down, we all hiked down together.
Okay.
We saw some elk up at the top.
Right up in the grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I heard an elk bugle and then branches snapping.
Wow.
And so I turned around and I was like, man, they're bugling. That's one of my favorite sounds in the whole world, man.
I gotta agree with you on that. Did anybody in your party shoot?
Nope, not one round.
Not one, no shots fired at all today. You didn't hear no shots, see no shots from your party?
I heard some really, but not from our party because it was too far away.
So were you in here when you heard shots?
Yeah.
Where did you hear?
Like he was coming from that way.
Down the road. Okay, can I see your gun, make sure you didn't shoot?
Yep.
All right, I just had to double check because she's saying you guys shot.
No.
You put that all back, it's all yours? You got any empties with you or anything like that?
I might. I remember feeling one earlier. I don't think it's from the .6 so.
Okay.
Yep.
What is it from?
22-250.
Okay.
And that's from a couple of days ago.
Okay. All right, you do have an elk license, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Back at the trucks, Warden Golie checks everyone's licenses and firearms.
All right, you guys. One of those kind of volatile state lands issues. I don't know. I know there were shots fired up here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that the landowner had assumed that it was you guys because you're out here hunting and there's elk.
No, before she showed up, we did hear shots as we were walking down in.
Okay.
But it was down there. I can't tell you if it was on that side of the highway or this side of the highway.
All right. Let me just double check each one of your guns so I can say I did it, so I can say, nope, I believe these guys didn't shoot, okay?
Okay.
That way we'll have that part of it all straightened out. Are you carrying any empties in your pocket?
Nope.
What are you shooting?
270.
At what? You're right, you did shoot that yesterday.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Can you tell me the time?
No.
That would be pretty good.
What are you shooting?
7.
How's it work for you?
It'll take times.
You got any empties?
Nope.
Okay. Put it back. Do you have any shells?
No.
Okay, put it away safely.
The hunter's story checks out, so Warden Golie lets them on their way and wraps up with a caller.
What happened is these guys came back, and he came back. They saw the elk were coming. The brother told him, hey, Dallas, the elk are still coming. Dallas ran back down there, and that must have been about the time you came up. Well, and that's the thing. I can't find any brass. I can't smell it on their guns unless they switch guns.
Yeah. Well, it'd been probably close to an hour.
Well, that could be.
Yeah. So I'll just go up there and maybe I can get somebody to go with me and we'll go up both sides of the draw.
Would you call John if you find anything?
Oh, you better believe
And
it.
then I'll give John everything.
They check the land for a dead elk over the next couple of days, but never find one.
Do they have a suspect or what?
Apparently there's some cars still down there.
All right.
It's been a long day for Montana Warden Bryan Golie. After checking on a trespass complaint, he gets a call to check on another group of hunters. 2 dead mule deer are being gutted on the side of the road near private property.
Do you have a actual complainant that is seeing these vehicles, got license plates? I'm just worried that I'm going to go all that way and they'll be gone when I get there.
They are still there watching the people. They have license plates. They've taken pictures.
I copy. I'm en route.
Back in his truck, Warden Golie drives 35 miles to the scene in Region 4. It's pitch black out when he arrives. Once there, he finds 2 mule deer properly tagged.
They're all tagged up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you walk out there, Hunter Orange, the whole works?
Yep.
Oh yeah. We were just right
down there.
Right down there, right we see the dart slips off.
So you just
got them right here, about 200-300 yards, the first one.
So then you drove up here and drug them over?
Yep. Yeah, and then we drug them right here.
Yep.
Okay.
But the area the deer were taken is a mix of private ground and block management ground. In Montana, there are over 7 million acres of block management.
It's a huge privilege for us to have these areas because it's the landowners' good graces that we're there.
It's a cooperative program between landowners and the state, which gives hunters access to land to hunt. But not all areas are open to all kinds of hunting.
Some areas only allow certain species. Some may limit whether you can shoot a buck or a doe or a cow or a bull. It varies from block management to block management.
The owner of this BMA only allows elk hunting, not mule deer hunting.
It all works, but it all takes, you got to take your part. The hunters got to take their part too.
Yep.
Right. And we got to do things right. Now, why don't you take the tag off this one? Whose buck's this?
That one's mine.
Okay, let's check that real quick.
Okay.
And then,
yeah.
Why don't you grab your tag too?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you bet.
Is there anything else I need to know, though, you guys? Is this it?
This is all we've done.
Okay, no elk have been shot, nothing like that?
No
elk, no.
Just these deer and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and call the landowner and we're gonna check into this real quick and then I'll be right back with you to make sure of what they want to do, okay, you guys?
Okay, yeah.
Nobody says you're a criminal, nobody says you're a poacher, but again, we're gonna have to figure out and the worst thing that could happen here is you could get a $135 ticket and your deer taken, okay?
Yeah, and if that's what it gotta be, that's what it's gotta be.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think you'll lose your privileges, but that's up to the judge. If you pay your fine, I doubt you will, but as long as there's nothing else that you're not telling me.
No, nothing.
Okay. Let me go back and make a quick call, and we'll be right with you guys. Your guns are in your vehicles, and you're not carrying any guns?
Nope.
Okay. You guys, I just have to ask.
Nope.
How many times did you shoot at them?
Twice.
You're both off the road, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll be right back.
Yep.
So, this is Ben's, right?
Ben, yeah, you need his number?
Well, I'm curious, do they want to charge him, or do we know?
I don't know. Ben is touchy about mule deer. He doesn't even allow it on the block management area.
Okay, well, that's what I need to know, and I need to have him tell me. I'm assuming he wants something done.
As night turns into early morning for Warden Bryan Golie, he is investigating 2 dead mule deer taken on block management land in Montana's Region 4. The landowner allows elk hunting on the BMA, but not mule deer hunting, something these 2 hunters were not aware of.
We came from Helena, and we came all the way over from Townsend. We were coming down, and we were looking, we've never been in this area before.
Okay.
So we see everything that says, we see where it says no hunting, least, it's leased, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we see all the signs everywhere.
We see those signs down.
Right.
We come down here, we come up, we see the deer here.
We don't see anything.
We don't see any sign. We're looking. We don't see any sign there, so we went over and we shot a couple deer.
Warden Golie waits for more information from dispatch and the landowner before ultimately deciding how to handle things.
Did the landowner call this in and wish to file a complaint? Did they want it investigated? Exactly, I can't call them from here, so I'm wondering exactly how it came in and what their wishes were.
After talking with the landowners, the dispatcher informs Warden Golie that they would like to press charges for hunting mule deer without permission.
Just for future reference, there is no deer hunting whatsoever.
That's what we thought. Understood. Here's the deal. The landowner says absolutely no mule deer hunting because of the way they have their ranch and public hunting. And in outfitting, he actually doesn't let anybody shoot mule deer anywhere on his ranch. They'll let you shoot elk though, okay? What we have here is a misdemeanor citation for hunting without landowner permission. It's no different than driving down the road and speeding. The only difference is it doesn't go on your driving record. You will only have a record that this occurred with FWP.
Okay.
You will not have a criminal record. If I check your record, it won't show up if you apply for a job or do something like that, unless it was a felony or such. So, but you still will have a criminal record with FWP, but it will only be for minor misdemeanor, first offense, hunting without landowner permission.
Okay.
Now, I know it's a big deal to you guys.
Yeah,
very
big deal. Right.
Very big deal.
Yeah.
And I know that you're taking this very serious, and I also know that I will never see you under these circumstances again.
No.
It is not up to me whether you get a ticket or not. It is up to the landowner.
Okay.
Okay, they have press charges to anybody, not just you, so they're not discriminating. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay.
And they are in a public hunting program, and both programs. So we're working really closely with them to make sure everybody's following the rules so that we can keep the land open to public hunting.
Absolutely.
And so what's going to happen here today is that you're each going to get a citation for hunting without landowner permission. For each of you, I've confiscated a deer and a deer A tag. Do not shoot another deer this year.
Okay.
Okay, you're done.
Yep.
Now you can go elk hunting, you can go waterfowl hunting and bird hunting and all that. I did not mark the box.
So if I have a deer B tag, I can't shoot it?
You can.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You just can't shoot a buck.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a great learning experience, and we move on from it. I will donate the deer to a needy family.
Okay. Great.
So it's exactly
That's
right.
fine.
Exactly.
I don't have any issues with that.
And I do truly appreciate the honesty, and I believe that you guys made a minor mistake, but we just have to deal with it this way because the landowner filed this complaint.
You know what?
That site's just
We're just getting a GPS with that chip.
And thank you,
We're gonna
because
have
the
that
money
back.
you spent on the citation would buy that GPS unit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter in the state of Montana if it's posted or not. You still have to have permission to hunt regardless of what you're hunting, even gophers.